Hi, Ms. Bream. Thank you so much for being with us today. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Well, thank you. I'm glad this timing worked.
Yeah, we're very excited for your visit to Elon.
Me
And
too.
yeah, on Wednesday, on April 12th, we're so excited to see you.
I'm excited to come too. I'm glad I'm getting to meet with lots of different groups of folks and students and people. So it'll be
Absolutely. Yeah, we're very excited to have you. I just have a few questions for you today. If you have a moment to go over some of your experiences, learn a little bit more about your sort of experience here as a lawyer and in the world of media.
sure. Sounds good.
Absolutely. One of the first questions I was just interested to hear more about your experience as a woman in like the law and media as a trailblazer at Fox News and at Liberty, where you gave the first commencement speech as a woman. What kind of opportunities do you see for women today that weren't there for you as a young professional, and what sort of glass barriers do you see for us that we need to still break?
First of all, I have to say a big thank you to all the people who went before me. I think about the Diane Sawyers and the people, Barbara Walters and other women who, I mean, they did things as a first to host a network newscast and to host their own shows, to do all kinds of things that really threw open every door so that when I came along, I didn't feel like there was a lot that was off limits to me. It really didn't. I remember as a young attorney, it may have been youth more than anything else, but sometimes people would show up for a deposition and say, would you let Mr. Bream know I'm here? And I would say, well, it's me. I'm Shannon Bream. I'm Mrs. Bream. And we'll get started in just a minute. And sometimes I think it was a youth situation more than anything else. And I think a lot of times you got to get out there in the world and just prove yourself. And a lot of it is just experience and nose to the grindstone. I really just feel like there are so many opportunities out there that it's hard to see where there are still glass ceilings. I think that there's always room for more representation for women in boardrooms, on Capitol Hill. And I think that we are really closing those gaps and bringing up the numbers in really meaningful ways, certainly during my generation. And I look to the young women who are all over the Hill, Democrats, Republicans, who are standing up and saying, yeah, I'm really young, but I've got a lot of passion for this. I've got a lot of good ideas and I can raise support. I can go out and, door to door, get these votes. So I love to see the next generation of women coming through, very determined and feeling like there's nothing that's off limits to them.
That's very exciting to hear. It's good that you're seeing a lot more representation for us, and certainly the people that paved the way for you to be so successful. It's very exciting to hear. I also wanted to hear more about your experience working as an attorney. I know before you entered the world of news media, you worked in race discrimination and sexual harassment cases. Can you tell me a little bit more about how that sort of influenced your approach to journalism today?
One thing that law school did for me was teach me how to research and teach me how to write as the second thing. It taught me that there are always multiple sides to a story and there's always digging to be done. I thought before I went to law school, okay, you have a dispute, you open the book, you find the statute, it's black and white, you decide and it's over. But if that was the case, we wouldn't need judges and appeals and all of the things that we have built into our judicial system to make sure that there's fairness and that things are covered adequately from A to Z. And I found that there are a lot of competing positions that can all be valid. So that's been really helpful for me as a journalist to say, all right, I may get story A from this person, story B from this person. Sometimes the truth is a combination of those or somewhere in between. And sometimes people just tell you, talking points they want you to hear. And I think that all of the research and writing experience I gained in school and as a young attorney really just put me through the fire of figuring out those are skills you're going to use no matter what you do. If you're a practicing attorney or go into any number of fields, it's always going to be really good to have that skill set there for you. And it's so, so valuable. As a young attorney, I did a lot of the grunt work. You're drafting motions and briefs and you're doing the administrative hearings, and all those things were really good for learning how to find my voice, how to do my research, how to have confidence in presenting my material, and just always knowing that there are multiple sides to every story, something I still use every day.
Yeah, that's a great answer. That's very exciting to hear. I think there's a lot of things that we learn in law school that aren't even necessarily law, very applicable to a lot of things in life and certainly usable in a lot of fields. That's exciting.
100%.
Yeah, and a lot of motion briefs and trial briefs and all that
Mhm.
good stuff. I also wanted to ask about leadership. One of the themes of my work and my study here at Elon is how to be a lawyer leader. And I kind of wanted to ask how you apply leadership into your professional and your personal life.
I think for me as a person of faith, I come at this as the people that I look to as models are servant leaders, people who have the idea the first shall be last, the last shall be first, and that your team has to see that you're in the trenches with them. You are not just giving orders from on high and unaware of the struggles of getting an assignment done or the barriers or the things that they're facing when they know you're working right beside them, and doing it humbly, but doing with a lot of commitment. And I think that they see that and know that they can trust you, they can look up to you, and that you're leading by working right alongside them. I mean, to me, that's always been the most effective thing to do. I like to have collaboration. I'll make a decision when a decision has to be made, but I want to hear from everybody on my team about the pros and cons. I think that makes the final decision better, just like any president surrounds himself with people who may align with them, but people who may have different philosophies as well. I think it challenges your thought process and getting you to the final decision. So for me, it's being humble, it's being collaborative, and when you need to, stepping up, making decisive options clear, and being very confident about it.
I love that answer. I think it really does take a village, and not just in the sense of perhaps raising a child, in the law as well, it takes a village. So, well, thank you so much, Ms. Bream. We really appreciate you answering some of our questions here, and we're very excited to see you on April 12th.
I cannot wait to see you guys. I look forward to it.